Previously on A Very Special Superpowers. Now, with Wave 1, you have Batman, Superman, and Darkseid, which, yeah, he looks okay. It's a very different Darkseid, right? Bats and Supermans are cool, minus those capes. Then you got really cool vehicles. You got Superman's ship, and you got Batman's bat plane, and both of them are awesome. Sometimes go easy on the buttons, though. Just going to say, I've seen a lot of people say, oh, you know, they crack and they break. Be very careful. And then, of course, Wave 2 included the Flash, Green Lantern, and the Batman who laughs for some reason. It's kind of an odd choice, right? But in either case, you have two complete waves here, two vehicles. And now we got Wave 3 of Superpowers 2. Very cool. Finally, it's been a couple months. Nightwing, Wonder Woman, and of course, Deathstroke the Terminator with Nightwing himself. Good old Dick Grayson. It's really nice packaging. The packaging is a highlight of these figures, and at $10 a figure, you really can't go wrong, especially with what's going on these days. And you get to see all 9 figures now from waves 1 through 3. Is a little bit of a write-up for the first Robin, and here's the barcode as well. All of mine came from Walmart.com. Haven't seen these in the store shelves just yet. Wonder Woman, a very caped Wonder Woman. Very cool. She's more of the rebirth Wonder Woman. You can read up about her a little bit. And the barcode as well, which I'll put links down in the description below. You can get them off the website, or maybe you'd be as lucky to find them in store. I know the stores have a ton of waves 1 and 2, but with Deathstroke, you can read up on him as well, Colonel Slade Wilson. And right here on the barcode, it says this one is actually from the Judas contract, so interesting, right? I like this classic version of Deathstroke. I think that works the best. So sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at Superpowers Wave 3 Nightwing, Wonder Woman, and Deathstroke. And while I got all you superhumans here, I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my Superpowers videos. This is only like the third one, but if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Old toys, new toys, daily news updates. Guarantee you'll find something here that you like. We're going to jump right into this. There's not a whole lot to talk about, but we are getting Wonder Woman. She doesn't come with any accessories. I think an accessory you kind of expect would be a lasso. But I will tell you, for what paint that she has, it's nicely painted. Very nice overall. She comes with a cape, which, yeah, this totally works. Rebirth Wonder Woman. The cape is really nice. A lot nicer than Waves 1's Batman's and Superman's. Those, like, taffeta capes that are terrible. And they also had the hole punch through it. No hole punch-ins here. Wonder Woman has the standard articulation. She's got articulation in the knees, nothing at the elbows, the head, and all that good stuff. And like I said, she looks cool. It's nice to have a Wonder Woman, right? A Wonder Woman that would be nice for other lines that McFarlane produces in the DC multiverse, you know what I mean? Taking the cape off is a pain. I don't even know if I can get this back on there. I guess I just kind of yanked it off the back. But I will say that I do like this cape on Superman, except for the fact it doesn't have the S on the back of it, right? So that's the only thing. But again, with Wonder Woman herself, yeah, she looks great. It's nice to have a Wonder Woman for your collection. Now, moving on to Bloodhaven, we have Dick Grayson, Nightwing, and we have 2 Eskrima sticks, because we always have Eskrima sticks when it comes to any Nightwing figure. They're just a nice silvery, can't go wrong with that. Dick Grayson himself shares mostly the same body as Batman, right? But the paint on him is very nice. I like this Nightwing a lot. I think it totally works. I like the head sculpt. It does kind of showcase some of the boots and the gloves and whatnot, but it doesn't really bother. These are the more simplistic figures. It's kind of like He-Man, where you did enough to make me go, yeah, that's the Nightwing figure. You know, I'm not going to think too much into it. Standard articulation, you can do all kinds of acrobatics with that limited articulation, and he holds the Eskrima sticks very nicely. So, again, it's a nice figure. With the Eskrima sticks, though, in looking at old Superpowers, right, this would have been the figure to have the button on the back. That way you could beat your enemies into submission, right? Just have the arms going up and down. That would have been cool. And then finally, we have the third figure in this wave, Slade Wilson, Deathstroke the Terminator, with his sword that comes straight from the old comic books, which Totally dig. It's got that weird handle on there. If only he had a sheath to put it in. I think that would have really just oomphed up this figure. But I really like this figure. This is my favorite out of the wave. It's a very classic looking Deathstroke. I think it fits in the totality of superpowers in general. Maybe not so much the relaunch, of course, but the colors, the look, the classicness of this particular costume is where it's at. He's even got the pirate boots. He's got the scales. Largely a brand new figure, and I totally dig that as well. In fact, I think everything is new. He's even got a sculpted on little knife right there on a little holster. I really do like his gloves, his boots. He's got the bandolier. The blues and the really cool pop of oranges all over the black is awesome. The little bandana right here, be careful of this. It looks like it could snap, we'll just say. Also, mine has a huge divot at the top of his head. So if I ever come across another one of these in the stores, I'll probably just end up returning it. It's not a huge deal, but you don't want that, right? Standard articulation, arms, legs. Now, one thing I did notice, he's got a lot more ratchetiness going on in the knees. Nightwing and Wonder Woman don't really have the intensity of ratchetiness. I like that. Just helps in standing him and keeping him standing. But he does that in spades all on his own. And of course, you grab his sword and he holds that nicely as well. Very cool. Very awesome figure. Again, I think the only thing that's missing is the sheath for the sword. If they would have had that in there, that's awesome. Maybe even a gun, but I got an old little Kenner gun. That'll totally work for Slade Wilson, so I totally dig that. But yeah, like I said, overall, if you had a little button, you could carve up his enemies. It's awesome. As is my newly formed Superpowers Justice League. Check that out, right? All the colors. Heck, if you wanted to, you can even add Batman, right? He's not a joiner. He's not a joiner, but you get the idea. That's a solid-looking collection lineup right there. And when it comes to Batman and Nightwing, nice, right? In terms of the scalature, Batman's just a little bit taller than Dick Grayson. And when you put Wonder Woman next to Superman, I guess that works. Sometimes I think of Wonder Woman as being a little bit taller than Superman, but in this case with the superpowers and everything, I'm not going to complain. It's fine. It's totally fine. They look cool together. Wonder Woman minus her cape. With the 3 villains we've gotten thus far out of the 9 released superpower figures, odd choices all around, we'll just say, but Deathstroke is definitely top notch. And if you were wondering if they can pilot these vehicles, yeah, Wonder Woman can do the punchy machine, Dick Grayson can fly the bat, jet. Just be really careful with your canopies, as I've learned, right? They look awesome. Maybe you can do one for Slade so he's not as jealous. So that will wrap it up for my look at the brand new Superpowers 2 Wave 3 by McFarlane Toys. Really like that cape on the Flash for whatever reason. I can't get it back on Wonder Woman, so she's like that. It's cool. I actually don't like the cape for her anyways, but I think they look really cool. Her and Superman fighting a Darkseid, Batman going up against Deathstroke the Terminator. Very cool. I like that. Maybe we see a new classic-ish Batman. The more classicness they can do, I think that's where Superpowers will be at. But you've heard my thoughts. Now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything Superpowers 2. And I'm going to leave you guys with that. As always, drink some great coffee, eat some great food, but most importantly, remember, keep bringing them on. Waves 7, 8, 9, 12, 13. I want more. And when they do, let me know what you found. I'll talk to you guys soon. Adios.